Hi guys and gals, welcome to the 2021 edition of the Ouellette Car Cruise. This was a lot of fun. This year there were two parking lots for cars heading in opposite directions. The downtown parking route was Ouellette Avenue to Tecumseh Road, then to Ouellette, Riverside, and back to downtown. For those in the casino parking lot, the direction was reversed. We'll start with the casino parking lot for a look at some of the cars that were there. There was a nice mix of rides here, some new, some old, some in between, but everyone was anxious to show off their pride and joy. This is Casey's 1930 Model A. It was a 2-year build. And this is Tom's cool-looking BMW. And this is a 20-year-old Jag looking good as new. This is a beautiful car. Now, here's Paul, who drove his 1938 Chevy all the way from Aylmer to be part of this cruise. He talks about his car.
It's been on the road for about 8 years now. It's got a 407 small block Chevy in it with air conditioning, power steering, power disc brakes, 700R overdrive transmission with a Nova rear end. It gives me 21 miles to the gallon on the highway, and I drive it everywhere.
Paul says he's been a car guy all his life.
I got involved when I was very young. I had an uncle that was into cars, and I really liked them, and I just snowballed from there. I've had a car similar to this all my life.
Now, here's a car you may have seen often. It's a 67 Beetle owned by Brian. As with all cars, there's a story with this one. This car was built by Brian and his 2 daughters. It was a family project. Here is Roger and his 1946 Super Deluxe Ford convertible. He'd been looking for a car like this because it matches his age. He found it in Leamington, no restoration required. Here are a few more cars at the casino lot. This is George's family in his rare 1963 Ford XL 4-door hardtop. And this is Brian and his 1967 Barracuda. It's running a 273 high performance. It has bucket seats and a 4-speed. This car is spotless. Here's another spotless car. It's a 1978 Corvette. Now another very cool car. It's a 1967 Mustang convertible. It's owned by John. There have been a few changes made to this car. It started out as a 6-cylinder model, but John changed that, adding a 5-speed manual transmission and a high-performance 351 engine. This is Ron's little hot rod. Ron says it's a blast to bomb around in. It's not all that comfortable for driving, but then it's a hot rod. It's running a 327 engine, turning out 350 horse. Brian's beautiful 1949 Mercury 4-door, a great car. Love the waterfall grille. Ryan is a guy who appreciates quality and value. He bought this car sight unseen earlier this summer. Don's rare 1967 Firebird. So what's so rare about a 67 Firebird? Well, first of all, it has a factory 250 cubic inch overhead cam 6-cylinder high-performance engine. It's running a 4-barrel carburetor and has a 10.5-to-1 compression ratio. The Firebird also features a 4-speed transmission. The interior is in perfect condition. Now the rarity. Only 577 cars like this were made. Now a family story of David's 1935 Chevy 5-window coupe. It was restored by his dad, a 2-year project. Since his dad's death, David is the custodian of this car. It was beautifully restored, and David is taking good care of this classic. That's a look at some of the cars at the East Side Casino parking lot. Now it's time to head them up and move them out on the cruise led by this 1975 Corvette pace car. You'll recognize some of these cars. Still more cars to come, but now it's time to head downtown to Festival Plaza. When I got there, cars were already clearing out of the parking lot and on the move. There's Steve and his Charger. A nice-looking Camaro. Followed by a pair of Corvettes. What a great-looking 1953 Pontiac. And the cars just kept on coming. There's Rick and his GTO. Not many left in the lot now, but we'll show what we can. This might be a good time to thank Steve Crawford of Crawford Construction for again sponsoring this event.
I'm Debbie Croucher. I am the organizer of the Ouellette Car Cruise, and I want to say thank you everyone for coming out and making this such a phenomenal day.
It's not only car people who enjoyed this cruise, but people along the way. Here's a look. This cruise brought smiles and waves from everyone we met. Now just another quick shot before we wrap this up. There's just one more car I'd like to show, and it's one I've never heard of. It's a 2003 Ford Streca, and Patrick is the owner.
Oh, I bought it from someone in Quebec who imported it from France late last year. It's the only one in Canada and one of 2 on the American continent. And if I remember correctly, they made 30,000 from start to finish in Europe.
Well, the lot is emptying out now, so it's time to say so long from the Ouellette Car Cruise. Thanks to everyone for a great time. And as always, we'll see you at the car shows and cruise nights.